Hello, Cortland Starrett here, Chair of xtUML Days 2020, which is happening. Wishing you health and productivity in these challenging times. But the challenge of these times has the upside in that we have grown and learned to adapt. And many of us have learned to use online communication tools and have enjoyed having conferences that increase our ability to communicate electronically and virtual in these times. And that has prepared us so that we can go forward with xtUML Days 2020 as a combined physical and virtual event. I'm using Zoom, which is Prime Minister Boris Johnson's favorite communication tool, to make this preparation video and give a little bit of an example of using it to do a presentation. So now I'm going to switch to presentation view and share a presentation that I want to give to you, and yet you'll still be able to see my face in the upper corner. This type of tool will be useful as we prepare for xtUML Days 2020 in Portsmouth, November 4, 5, and 6. The purpose of this presentation is first to those involved and preparing to present and participate directly in the conference, but the information will also be useful to general attendees. So let me give an outline of the planning. I'm going to give a preview of xtUML Days and just talk a little bit about what it's going to be like, and then explain our electronic conference platform. We've got a way that we can bridge the physical and virtual worlds and make the virtual conference compelling. I want to explain the session types. We're going to have 12 different types of session ranging from 1 minute to 40 minutes so that we have variety in our conference. I'll go through the schedule of the week, November 4, 5, and 6, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'll show a hypothetical agenda and then explain your next steps. xtUML Days is going to be hosted by the xtUML Days Conference Committee, which we have 4 members of that committee. I'll explain here in a moment. The hometown host is BAE Systems, and Dave Skinner from BAE Systems in Portsmouth is enthusiastic to have the xtUML community coming to his town and in the town of his employer. Dave Salt from the UK government, who is something of the Tsar of Schleyer-Meller in the UK, is on the conference committee. And then we have retained Emily Carter from Change Agent Studio. She is a professional event coordinator. And then I'm Cortland Starrett from One Fact. Our event is going to be a combined physical and virtual event. This gives us flexibility in the face of travel restrictions and gathering restrictions. So I'm anticipating about a 50-50 blend of attendees that will be in Portsmouth physically and those that will be attending online. We have the flexibility for that number to move in whichever direction it needs to. We've also upped the ante from previous xtUML Days, and we're hiring professional support. So we have Change Agent Studio as our as an event coordinator. Plus, we're going to hire professional camera crews that will make the live stream just as good or almost as good as being present physically. xtUML Days is in motion. Stephen Meller has agreed to be our keynote speaker. We already have some people committed to be involved in making presentations, and this information is coming to you now as we recruit additional participants. We expect to have 30 different short to long presentations during the day. Our venue is combined physical at the Queen's Hotel in Portsmouth, Southsea in the UK, and a virtual platform called Hopin. Hopin is better than YouTube alone, better than Zoom alone. Hopin runs like a conference. And so we have a reception area, a stage. There will be session rooms where different sessions will be held, and those attending virtually will have guidance on how to communicate. We'll set up workstations at the physical venue that allow interaction between participants that are attending virtual and be able to have discussions with people attending physically and vice versa. The schedule of events. Overall, the week runs 4, 5, and 6, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Wednesday, we're going to have in the afternoon a tour of the HMS Victory, the flagship of the Royal Navy for 200 years. In the evening, we will have included in the conference fee dinner at the Still and West. We already have reservations there, and looking forward to that. That was a big highlight from previous xtUML days, is that dinner before. Our conference day is then all day Thursday, and then Friday we have a stakeholder planning day. That's by invitation only, and this is for those that are directly involved in moving the tooling forward and moving the methodology forward with current projects. If you want to be part of that, you need to let the conference committee know ahead of time if you think you need to be there. Most of you know who you are that are already planning on being there. One of the keys of the conference this year is having 12 different session types, different flavors and variety in the duration and style of the presentation. Of course, we're going to have a keynote. Stephen Meller is going to do that. We'll have a number of meaty technical presentations and experience reports mixed together with panel discussions, debates. Our breaks will be made into networking activities so that we can connect one with another, both physically, virtually, and in a combination. We'll have interviews, tool and application demos. I'm sure we'll see Bridgepoint and the latest model compilers in action. We'll have company expos so that we can get short introductions to those that are using modeling in their own particular industry, personal introductions, video tours. We plan to have a happy hour. Notice the link here takes you to a document that shows more description of these session types. Here's what the heading for that document looks like, just to help you interpret it. So we have the name of the session type and an abbreviation. This column gives the number of those types of sessions that we expect to have. We're only going to have one keynote. We expect to have 3 to 6 technical presentations. Then we're going to have a number of interviews and video tours and those sorts of things as the different session types. So familiarize yourself with those as you begin to prepare your material. Our conference day agenda is going to be jam-packed with this variety of session types. Some of them are going to be short. So it's going to be strap on your seatbelt. We want this to be interesting to the virtual attendees, and so thus the variety and keeping it moving. We will have a significant amount of our material will be pre-recorded, and our presenters then will be playing the recording but able to answer questions through the live stream in a chat even as the presentation is occurring. It's going to be fast and furious. So here is a draft of what the conference day agenda looks like. You can see that this is the number of minutes expected for each presentation. Here's what the clock will read as the presentation starts. Presentation type, title. Just for my own planning, I have actually created an agenda and I plugged people's names in it, some who have committed and some who have not yet committed, to get an idea of how much material. I truly expect we'll have 30 different people involved in part of the conference. Now, your next steps for presenters: follow those links, review and choose a session type. coordinate with the conference committee to let us know what type of session you would like to prepare as you get ready for the conference. You'll record your presentation, and my team will help you here. We'll teach you how. If you don't know, we'll talk about lighting and the tools. It makes it very easy. And then join physically or virtually. Now, if you are an attendee, your next step is to join. All participants register here. There's a link to the information page, which also has everything that I've said here, as well as more information. I'm going to stop sharing and come to just my face here and say thank you for being involved and participating in xtUML days and considering and doing the preparation. And so let us anticipate the best xtUML days ever. Bye for now.